first Veterans Benefits Administration, or VBA, Google Hangout. Summer is coming to a close, and we are beginning to prepare for the upcoming school year. Today, we are going to discuss some of the education benefits available for veterans and, in some cases, for family members. Now, we encourage our participants to direct questions to us during the program through the Google Hangout chat forum or VBA's Twitter handle at VAVetBenefits. Following the initial presentations, we will do some Q&A. Now, here in the studio with us, we have Randy Lazaro with VBA's Education Service and Will Hubbard, Vice President of Government Affairs at Student Veterans of America. Let's begin with Randy.
Thank you, Allison. Hello, everyone. Post 9/11 GI Bill, also known as Chapter 33. It was signed into law June 30th of 2008. By law, the Department of Veterans Affairs start making payment for any program of education that are pursued on or after August 1st of 2009 under the new GI Bill. As of May 2014, the Department of Veterans Affairs have dispersed around $40+ billion of education benefits to over 1 million beneficiaries of the new GI Bill. It provides up to 36 months of educational assistance and up to 15 years to use the benefits from the date of discharge from active duty.
Now, Randy, when you say up to 36 months, what exactly does that mean?
Depending on the situation, the post 9/11 GI Bill is so unique that it's so individualized. So depending on the situation, under any given circumstances, a student can receive up to 36 months. Some people can receive 20 months. Some of them could receive 12 months. So they could receive, under the law, a maximum of 36 months of educational benefits. The post 9/11 GI Bill covers college degree, vocational and technical school, flight correspondence, on-the-job training, and apprenticeship. It is the most comprehensive and most generous of all the GI Bills since the original GI Bill that was signed into law in June of 1944. As a matter of fact, we celebrated the 70th anniversary of the GI Bill this year, last June. The post 9/11 GI Bill covers 3 types of payment. First, it covers your tuition and fees, and it covers up to the in-state rate for all the public school. For any private or foreign school, the amount covered is around $20,235.32 for the year, and that's effective August 1st of 2014. Second is the monthly housing allowance. Monthly housing allowance is directly sent to the student, and it's basically the calculation of the basic allowance for housings for active duty personnel with an E5 with dependence rate, depending on the school zip code that the student is attending. Right. And lastly, the book stipend. The student can receive up to $1,000 for the year for books and supplies.
Now, Randy, when can the student veteran expect to receive that book stipend?
The books and supply stipend, normally the general idea is for them to be able to receive the money before they start attending the class. Okay. So we encourage all the students that are out there that once you register for a class, you need to find out who's your school certifying official on campus. That individual will certify your enrollment to VA. That enrollment certification will trigger the payment for the tuition and fees directly to the school, and the books and stipend that will be directly sent to the student. Just like most federal benefits, the monthly housing allowance is always paid a month behind, meaning if you went to school for the month of July, that money is not going to be dispersed to you until the following month, the week of the following month.
Now, I know we talk about some family members potentially being eligible also for these benefits. Can you talk a little bit about that, please?
Absolutely. Yeah, under the post 9/11 GI Bill, there's a provision that basically called Transfer of Entitlement, or TOE. We want to make sure that it's clear to everyone that the Transfer of Entitlement is a program that is actually administered by the Department of Defense. The Department of Defense is the one that determines eligibility, and they're the one that decide who can transfer those unused GI Bill benefits to the spouse and the children.
Great. Thank you.
Sure. Let's talk about the other aspect of the post 9/11 GI Bill, and it's the Marine Gunnery Sergeant John David Fry Scholarship. This scholarship works just like the post-9/11 GI Bill, but these are for surviving children of a service member that died in the line of duty on or after September 11, 2001. Same mechanism apply. Each of those surviving children will receive 36 months each of benefits, and they have from 15 years is the same delimiting, what we call a delimiting date, and their clocks start from the time they turn 18 up to age 33 for the Frye Scholarship. Also, 2 weeks ago, President Obama signed a Public Law 113-146 that basically include the surviving spouses to be eligible for the Frye Scholarship. Currently, Education Service is working on the specific language and the implementation of the law. As the information becomes available, it will be posted on the website.
Great. We'll have to definitely check that out.
Absolutely. We hear your concern that there's just so many moving parts of the post-9/11 GI Bill. So I encourage you to really visit our website, and that's www.benefits.va.gov/GI Bill, and submit a questions to us if there's questions that you need answered. We also have an FAQ link right on the main website that housed at least 150 Q&A questions, most frequently asked questions that we receive from students that is posted on the web. So we encourage you to take a look at our website. If the questions that concern to you does not address on the FAQ, we have a submit a question link that you can submit, and we'll respond to your question via email.
Can you talk a little bit about the GI Bill comparison tool, please?
So, sure, absolutely. Thank you, Allison. The comparison tool, this is actually part of the executive order that President Obama signed back in April 2012. And it's basically given the student the power to be able to make a comparison and make a choice of what school better suit their need. It was launched back in February 2014, and it's basically given you a precise information about how much benefits you will receive if you decided to attend a specific school. It gives you the exact dollar amount that will be covered for the tuition and fees, and it gives you the exact monthly housing dollar amount and the money for books as well. So we encourage everyone to visit our website and check on the comparison link right on the main page.
Great, great. Now, if I have any questions, or student veterans have questions or concerns about their benefits or their education benefits, or if they just wanted to provide feedback, what's the best way to do that?
Well, no, there's so many different avenues you could do. You could always call our education toll-free hotline, and that's 1-888-GI-BILL-1. That's Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central Time, that you can actually talk to one of our education experts to be able to answer any of your questions. Again, as I said earlier, you can utilize the Submit a Question link on our website. You can submit the questions especially pertain to your specific situation. Also, our FAQs that house some of the questions that have been previously answered that might have been your situation. So I want and encourage you to take a look at it and find the answers that you need. The other thing that I want to add is your school certifying official that are located on campus. They're one of your main source of information. They will assist you in every step of the process. So I encourage you to be friends with them, get to know those individuals, and really they're the ones going to assist you in obtaining some of the information that you might not know when you start the process.
Great, great. Well, thank you, Randy. And I'm sure we'll get some questions from the audience in a little bit for Randy. A lot of great information there. It's certainly going to help prepare a lot of student veterans for the upcoming school year and throughout the school year. So thank you again for all of that. Next up, I want to introduce Mr. Will Hubbard. He is the Vice President of Government Affairs with Student Veterans of America. And Will, please tell us a little bit about SVA and some of the initiatives.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me. It's really a pleasure to join you all. As we look at the fall and get ready to gear up, the question on many student veterans' minds is going to be, how do I succeed on campus? Fortunately, in 2008, Student Veterans of America, we had that very question, and we came together, about 20 campuses came together in Chicago, and formed what is today Student Veterans of America. Now a network across the United States of over 1,000 chapters actually.
Wow.
So that pretty much covers either any university you attend or certainly one nearby. We continue to add chapters today, so that's also an option if there isn't one already. What we're talking about inside of SVA is trying to figure out what does it take to be successful on campus. We found a couple of different drivers. You know, the VA's got a lot of different tools. They've got the Vet Success on Campus program at various schools. The VA's Vital program is also great. And just generally the peer-to-peer network that we have built is really incredible and will make a lot of difference for a successful student and in their future.
Wow, great.
So these are some of the things that we're interested in. We're also heavily encouraging individuals to consider a career in STEM, science, technology, engineering, math fields. These we think are sometimes overlooked, but can be a valuable career. There's definitely a shortage in the job market for these careers. So as individuals look at pursuing a certain major, we're encouraging individuals to take a look at STEM careers. In addition to that, we believe that working together and networking and kind of building your network outside the classroom is really important. We found that individuals who spend the time with internships, working with employers, prospective employers, and just generally talking to their peers who are perhaps a couple years ahead or even their current peers has made a big difference. In addition to that, we're also encouraging individuals to reach out to the community around them, to find community partners beyond SVA. There's a lot of different veterans organizations out there that do fantastic work, and connecting with them is really important. So as we look at coming into the fall, the big question on everyone's mind is, what am I going to need to do to succeed? And I think that's often a difficult question to answer. In fact, in the past, many individuals thought, I'm probably not going to do well. We found actually that's to be not the case at all. A majority of student veterans are graduating. With the recent Million Records project that we completed, this research for the first time ever showed that a majority of student veterans are graduating. They are completing their certificates and degrees. So this is very exciting news for us. We're continuing to follow up with that Phase 1 research on Phase 2, working closely with the VA and also the National Student Clearinghouse, which tracks over 97.7% of college individuals. We're taking that data and doing some more of a deep dive, really, to figure out what are the exact factors that are making these individuals successful on campus. So those are some of the things that we're working on, and we're looking forward to welcoming students back, welcoming students for the first time to campus also, as well as working with administrations, other campus groups, and just the entire community to make that student veteran successful. What we've found is if you place the student veteran in the middle of a map, and then around them you place stars. Those stars might be the president of the university, the provost, the certifying official, individuals they're working with on campus in their classes, potentially professors, surrounding that individual with a supportive network of individuals who know the right information, have accurate information, and really just know what it takes to succeed. That kind of builds an environment where student veterans really flourish. It's not just enough to do well for us. We want to see student veterans really thrive and surpass their peers. So these are some of the things that we're very interested in, and we look forward to finding out more from the audience today.
So if I'm a student veteran starting for the first time, I mean, what do you recommend? How to get started with one of these chapters? How can they do that? How can they learn more about SVA on campus?
Well, to take a step back, if you look at the comparison tool that we talked about, that's something that I encourage individuals to look at first before you even get to campus, because there is a lot of prep work that you're going to do before you get to campus that's going to help you be successful once you get there. Taking a look at the comparison tool, understanding your GI Bill benefits, how those are going to be applied, that's an important process. Identifying the major or the school that you want to pursue, that's also a critical component. When you set up that background information, you take some of those preparatory classes before you get to school, you know, maybe brushing up on math or science, which you probably haven't used in a while. Taking the time to work through those issues before you get to campus is really important. Once you get to school, finding that network on campus is critical. It might not be an SVA chapter. Maybe you don't necessarily want to jump right back in with other veterans immediately, but just finding people around you that can be supportive of your success and building a sort of a cocoon around you that's going to ensure that you're doing well and on track is really critical.
What advice do you have for those taking online classes, because they don't necessarily have that one-on-one engagement with those other student veterans around them?
Right. That's a great question. So if you're taking classes online, I would would go back to the point about the community partners.
Okay.
There's not necessarily always a brick and mortar school available, but always when you look into your community, there's those who are looking to support veterans. Reaching out to those individuals and connecting with them is huge. In addition to that, you might be able to find a local Student Veterans of America chapter that you can connect with and talk to. And beyond even just those resources, there's really a multitude of online resources that will help you engage the community. There's a handful of different platforms that are out there that can help you connect with veterans in your area and really create that one-on-one environment that's really important.
So what's an example of like an event or a gathering that a chapter would conduct on campus as far as bringing everyone together?
Sure. Well, what we find is particularly interesting is a lot of veterans, they get out of the service and they have an interest to continue to serve. With that interest, they often connect with the local Greek organizations on campus at times, do fundraisers, things like that, to work on items that they're really passionate about and that they care about, kind of addressing these more difficult issues that students often face. The fact is, when you get out of service, you're just better, point blank. So when you have those skills, you have that leadership ability on campus, it's important to bring that to your peers. Your peers can often, the non-veteran peers, they can do a lot. You can bring the leadership to the table, and together you're all doing well.
Great. Well, thank you, Will. That's great information. Now we're going to take a few questions from the audience. Okay, let's see if we have any here. Let's see. Okay, we do have a question from the audience, and they used all their benefits up that they graduated in May, and they thank all the, wow, okay, we have a tweet, yeah, they thank all of us for the help through the years. Here's another question. I recently submitted my DD-214 online along with an application for VA benefits. What do they do next?
Now, the application process is really not going to stop you from enrolling for a class. So I encourage you that while you're waiting for the application to be processed, go to your school of choice and start enrolling for the class. Because in relation to your benefits, we can go back after a year to pay your benefits from the time that we receive the application.
Okay.
So do not wait till the VA responded to your application. Go to the school, request that your enrollment certification be sent to us so we can start processing the payment for you.
Great. Looks like we have another question. The question is, can I draw full BAH from taking a PHR certification class at a different school while enrolled in another school?
This is one of those things that, is not yes or no kind of situation. So, and I can't really give you, the exact answer to that without having to know the specific detail of your situation. So, again, what I mentioned earlier, to utilize your school certifying official that is on campus, and they should be able to give you a specific answer to that question, because they're the ones going to be working with you. They're the ones going to send your paperwork to VA. So talk to those individuals. Utilize the submit a question link on our website. If you really, anxious to find out, the answer to your questions, I encourage you to go onto the website, submit the questions, and be detailed on your situation so we'll be able to give you a proper response.
Great. Okay. Our next question is, what if I only have 2 weeks left of benefits? Can I still use those, or how does that work?
Absolutely. Just like I said, it's not one of those things that, not all size fits all. Mm-hmm. So an individual could be running out of the benefits and the person is right in the middle of the term, for example. Just register for the class. The VA will do our part. We will do the best that we can, and most of the time we will actually extend your benefits until you finish the term. So just register for the class, and we'll do all the best that we can. Just remember, we're here for you. It's a partnership. So just register for a class, and do not be worried about, I only have 2 weeks or 3 weeks or even a month left on my entitlement. Just register for the class, and we'll take a look at your situation. And just like what I said, most of the time we pay you benefits all the way till the finished term.
Okay. Will, can you talk a little bit about vocational schools?
Sure. Well, that's something that comes up a lot, and we find as Student Veterans of America that depending on what your career goals are, you're going to have to survey the different schools that are out there. Not every school is going to be right for every individual. For some, a four-year institution is going to be the right fit. For others, that's not the right fit for the career goals. So what we encourage individuals to do is to figure out what it's going to take to make an informed decision. As an informed consumer, you're going to use your GI Bill benefits to the maximum potential that they have. We don't necessarily encourage, as said earlier, a one-size-fits-all approach because that's not always the right thing in all cases. For some individuals that want to pursue a more traditional route, they can go that direction, but others aren't. That's just not going to be the right fit. The most important thing to do is to be able to take a look at the benefits that you do have, using the comparison tool, for example, figure out how that's going to apply to the schools that you're interested in, and then just make an educated decision on that.
Great, great. Randy, this question is for you.
Sure.
If a service member used the transfer of entitlement to a family member, can that family member and that service member use their benefits at the same time?
Absolutely. They can use it at the same time.
Well, great, great. Okay, I think that's all the questions that we have right now. We would like to thank everybody taking part today. If you have further questions, you can ask the Veterans Representative at your campus, ask VA online using our website, or call our special education dedicated line 1-888-GI-BILL-1. As we've recorded this, the video has been uploaded to YouTube in its original form, so please feel free to spread the word and share with your networks. I want to thank both of you for joining us today. It's been a pleasure. I'm sure a lot of the information was very helpful to our audience. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you next time.